As Pakistan, in strong words, Pakistan's Finance Minister Ishq has declared that the army is authorized by their Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif to take action against terrorists across the Afghanistan-Pakistan border.
After this, of course, claiming after strong evidence that has been obtained that Afghan soil was used to launch recent acts of terrorism. Now, if Pakistan having decided to launch cross-border strikes using the Af-Pak border to eliminate terrorists in Afghanistan, why shouldn't India do the same to neutralize terrorists there that continue to attack India using Pakistani soil? Let's get in a word here from our editor for defense, Ashish Singh, getting us further inputs here on the strategy there by Pakistan. What's the message for India here?
More than a message, the Pakistan Finance Minister's statement, an open declaration rather, gives a huge platform to India. When Pakistan can act against the alleged terrorists from Afghanistan, remember just 3 days ago, there was a terror attack in Pakistan which more than 100 people lost their lives. If on that basis, if Pakistan claims that they have proof and the traces that go back to Afghanistan soil of the entire terror activity, and the Pakistan army has been given free hand by the Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif to conduct cross-border anti-terror operations, it certainly gives India a huge platform. This statement must be seen from Indian point of view, that in the same manner what Pakistan applies the theory, the logic on Afghanistan, in the same manner India has submitted several dossiers, has at the international and between the two countries at various forums, has presented proof that almost every aspect of terror that affects India emanates from Pakistan soil, and it gives India a huge platform to conduct similar surgical strikes or the cross-border anti-terror operations in Pakistan.
Right, Ashish, stay on with us. General G.D. Bakshi also joining us on the phone line right now. General Bakshi, Pakistan's Finance Minister Ishq, of course, using the same logic that any sane country would, of course, that would be... all right, we seem to have lost General Bakshi there.
Yeah, we seem to have lost the line. Reconnecting and getting in more reactions here on this. But as our assistant editor Ashish Singh there was explaining, if Pakistan uses the same logic there to use the Af-Pak border, can India also go ahead justifiably in using the same logic to attack terrorists being harbored in Pakistan that continue to attack Indian soil there? Ashish, this of course being a huge message. Of course, you were saying first wanting to establish what this statement by the finance minister really means, but how can India perhaps use it in their argument?
Well, certainly, after the surgical strike that was conducted last year by Indian Army, India actually made a very well point that the reaction predictability is something which was very stagnant and fixed until India conducted surgical strike. Now, India's reaction has become unpredictable, specifically by army or across the border. So this aspect has certainly been established, the unpredictable reaction. Basically, Indian Army and the Indian forces, obviously the Indian government will decide the time, location and the intensity of reaction if Pakistan indulges in any kind of terror activity on Indian soil or in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. What is important in this particular statement by Pakistan Finance Minister Ishq is that if Pakistan using the same logic against Afghanistan, remember India and Afghanistan are one of the greatest allies and friends when it comes to Pakistan and the Asia region. In that case, India will certainly have a strong platform that if Pakistan attacks on the Afghanistan soil or conducts any kind of operation in the name of anti-terror operation, then India will certainly have a much bigger and a solid reason to conduct a much deeper, a bigger than surgical strikes that were conducted. Remember, the surgical strikes that were conducted last year in September were just 2 kilometers inside the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. A couple of days ago, we witnessed how the Pakistani forces were using their drones and their weapons to attack on a lot of huts close to Pakistan-Afghanistan border. What Afghanistan and the international community claimed it as unnecessarily targeting the tribal community in Afghanistan. Overnight, they managed to find 100 terrorists after Pakistan, a mosque in Pakistan blast, and that's going to be a huge platform for India. If Pakistan can do it, certainly India can do the same logic and apply the same logic. And what Pakistan does to Afghanistan, India can certainly do to Pakistan at the international forum.
Ashish, stay on. General Bakshi is back with us on the phone line. General Bakshi, it's clearly a case of the chickens coming home to roost for Pakistan. I remember in 2011 when Hina Rabbani Khan was foreign minister, Hillary Clinton, then Secretary of State, had warned Pakistan that how long will you keep snakes in your backyard till they begin to bite. Now that they're feeling the pressure from the Afghani Taliban, they're using the logic that India has, of course, used. And that, of course, would give India more handle to conduct even more surgical strikes using the very same logic.
You know, the simple fact is that when we launched the surgical strike last year, we were given to clearly understand that this was not a one-off, that this would be the new normal, that if Pakistan carries out any terror depredations on this side of the border, India would retaliate, India would cross. But then, thereafter, we have seen, apart from a few fire assaults, a deafening silence. Pakistan is now going and kicking butt in Afghanistan. It is trying to treat Afghanistan like a vassal state, and that gives us every justification to retaliate across the border in terms of much deeper and more effective surgical strikes, in terms of more intense fire assaults, in terms of even fighter attacks and, if required, missile strikes. Pakistan has shown the way, and we must now follow suit. If Pakistan can do it to Afghanistan, well, the same logic applies to it also.
Right.
All right. Stay on with us, please. Also getting in Brigadier Mahalingam with us. Thanks for being with us, sir. Would you agree if India went ahead and used the same logic? If Pakistan says it's justified to use the Af-Pak border to attack Afghanistan, India can do the same in Pakistan as well?
Absolutely. There is no doubt whatsoever. If China could go and attack Pakistan, today Pakistan has a number of these militant camps which has been in existence for quite some time, and India has been pointing it out time and again to get these the camps sort of removed, but unfortunately these camps are still in place, and therefore in fact all these attacks, all these infiltrators who come from across the border, they make use of these camps, and from there only they come up. And it is therefore imperative that Pakistan removes these camps, failing which India has no sort of, it need not under any circumstance now hesitate or think twice before launching an attack as and when she thinks it is necessary and as and when she